All right, here we go. Hey, hello everybody. Hi, Loshire Hobbit. I see you sitting there in the chat, setting up your cat-safe campfire. Appreciate that. Yes, before just a moment ago was like, all right, Casper, you've got moments to like start looking cute. Already done. So Casper is over sleeping. Well, okay, he's kind of awake at the moment, but he's on the couch right now, looking very cute. So, so cute that before I got the video, he was like, because little Caspers are licking his paw and being adorable. Yes, that's you. He's looking at me like, you're talking about me. All right, we'll see if he makes an appearance. He has been like laying back here a lot on the back of my chair. So, but he also has discovered that, you know, the couch with the blanket, he makes a lovely little nest, and he doesn't fall off if he's, you know, rolls over. So it's probably a little safer for him, I suppose. I expect he'll be by later on though. So, and watching Rings of Power, Loshire, that's awesome. Are you binge watching season 1, I would guess then, because season 2 isn't out yet, right? It's coming soon, I think, I have heard. I don't know, people in World Chat talk about it, you know, and then I just ignore it because they get all grumpy about it, but I'm like, you know, I enjoyed it. We binge watched it at a friend's house, like, I think it was, like, Boxing Day. It was the day after a holiday where, so the Dutch do a lot of like, have 2 days off in a row, you know? So like Christmas, the 25th, and then the day after, it's like second Christmas or something. And then they do like an Easter and second Easter, or I don't know, there's a handful of them. So on the second, whatever it was, we went over to a friend's house and watched. Oh, Thursday, says Quinzin. Nice. I believe it's a Thursday. And hello, hello. And I see Sandy is there. Yep, awesome. Good to see you. All right, so we are here on the Mordor server. And it's one of the legendary servers. 2 new legendary servers, Mordor and Angmar, opened up, oh gosh, like a month ago or something. And the scoop with these is that while you're out adventuring in the world, it's possible that a wraith might appear. So maybe you like take out a boar and then all of a sudden from the ashes of the boar, okay, it's a metaphor here, rises a, you know, a wraith, which looks like kind of one of the 9, you know, it's the big wavy, flowy thing. And it will be the same level as your character. Well, it'll be the same level as whichever character spawned it. So if you're running around as a group and you have different level characters in the group, whoever caused it to spawn, it will be the level of that, the same level as that person. So what I ended up finding that I was doing, because I got to the point where my character was, I was struggling to do things alone. I don't know if something has happened to Hunter or some, I don't know. I'm not as effective with my Hunter as I have been in the past. So anyway, let me turn her around. There we go. So this is, I've dressed her up in a turquoise colored dress this time. I haven't been playing around with turquoise much, but I'm enjoying that. Quinzin says, not a fan of those wraiths. Well, what I did is I worked on leveling my character. I just kind of went back and was doing random things with her. Because I was just following the epic storyline. I got to a point where I'm like, okay, I'm having a hard time here. So I just went back and was doing random things to level her up. And then I would go back and do the storyline. But so I was hanging out in, let's say, Breeland. And I was like level 30. Or I was hanging out in the Shire and I was level 25. And so a little level 10 character comes through, spawns a wraith, and it's a level 10 wraith. Well, I'm level 25. It's not as hard for me to take out as it is for, you know, somebody else. So, so that's what I did. I went around and was taking out some of those, and they give you like a couple of, the currency that you get is tattered robes, I think it's called, tattered shadows. So a scrap of cloth so black that it almost looks like a patch of the night sky. It is oddly cold to the touch and seems to flutter in an unseen wind. So that's the currency that you get when you defeat them, and it could be like 2 or 6 that you get. So I had like over 100, which was cool, and I finally found the person that you can barter with over in Estelden, And I bartered with her for reputation because you can't even get any of her stuff until you have enough reputation with her. But once you have enough reputation with her, let me see if I can trigger it. You can get one of these, which is a unwelcome mat, and this is the Spectre of the Forsaken Reaver. And I love how they've like placed it basically under the gazebo, so it looks like it's coming just out of the gazebo. Yeah, so you can now acquire an unwelcome mat through doing stuff on these servers. So I'm kind of excited about that. I'm not at the point where I'm actually acquiring anything aside from some of the currency. But eventually, and then like I said, I converted into reputation. So eventually I can get one of those things from her. Everybody says, wait, is it November already? Nope, this one just spawned here. Oh no. And I like how your character does the whole, and hides thing. It's so cute. So Skagosi says good evening till red hand before. Hey. Okay, so yeah, Quinzen says 2 coins for the. So there's 2 different kinds of these wraiths that appear out on landscape. They have different names, like I don't remember what they're called, but they have different. Like one is the fearful wraith, and the other one is the, I don't know, petrifying wraith or something like that. Like they have names like that, and so one of them is kind of a easier one and one is a harder one. For example, I had, I don't know, like 200 morale. And when I would spawn it, like it would have 600 morale or it would have 1200 morale versus my 200, like that sort of thing. So, yeah, so you got 2 of the shadow tattered shadows, whatever, from the easier one and 6 from the harder one. So also I was running around the Lowlands at one time and other people, like they were just being spawned from things happening. And so people were there also. And so we were like kind of grouping up, just running over and hitting things, not as like an actual fellowship, but just like, hey, there's one over there. So that was kind of handy. That helped me get more stuff. And then also I discovered that the hunter, so hunters have these abilities where you can search. You have 3 different ones. One's called Passage of Nature, where you can track nearby beasts and creatures, natural creatures. The next one that you get is Passage of Foes for like humanoids, orcs, trolls, giants, evil men, that kind of thing, and dwarves and evil dwarves. And then you get Passage of Shadow, which allows you to track dead, undead, unseen, ancient evil. So these guys fall under that Passage of Shadow. So what happens is you're running along and like your screen will get kind of a flash, like almost like lightning happened nearby or something. And that's to let you know there's the presence of evil nearby. And so you can, so what I was doing is then I was using the Passage of Shadow to find out exactly where it was, because I'm like looking around, I'm not seeing it. But I can track it, which is pretty cool. So if you're running around with a hunter, that can be kind of handy. So, yeah. Oh, and let's see. King Cookie 95 says that is a very pretty backpack. Thank you. It is from. Wait, let me just pull up my character. It's the Whimsical. Yeah, the Pack of Whimsy, which came from like the Whimsical Coffer, something like that. Do you know? There's stuff. I wonder if Moobot has a thing. And if you have a chance, can you look at the Moobot stuff? Because I know we have Festival, but I don't think that's going to tell us. That's Farmers Faire stuff, which, by the way, there's some really good links there to some really handy stuff. Hang on, I got a cat hair stuck in my keyboard. The Moobot commands to see if the coffer. There's currently a coffer. I noticed it in the launcher, but I'm not sure which one it was. Oh, it's the Homesteads one, I think. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So yes, the Homesteads and Harvest coffer is available right now, which was a very popular one because that gives you, let me travel to my house real quick. There's a barn that you can get in that one. But yeah, the backpack came from the Whimsical Coffer pack. I can't remember what exactly. I think it's a coffer maybe. Anyway, so this barn You can't really get a good look at there. Well, the barn is kind of combined with my elf house at the moment. But yeah, that barn on the outside is one you could get. You know what? Actually, hang on. Let me go to I have a premium house here. I ended up getting some mithril coins, and so I bought a premium house here on Mordor. You know, I can't help it. Yeah, kind of addicted to the thing. Hi. Well, we've got a coteau here. It's because I have food on my desk. I was trying to grab a quick nibble before the streaming began. Okay, so this barn, this homestead stable, you can get from that Homesteads and Harvests coffer, which is temporarily available right now. It was only available for a short time, like less than a month, I think, originally. So they've brought it back out for a short period of time. So this is what it looks like, and I think it's lovely. It's got lights on the inside, so it's always kind of lit up a little bit, and it's got like these windows that are open. I don't think you can adjust anything. I think everything is, yeah, it's static. But they did a nice job with it anyway. And then you can go in and there's like these different stalls. And so it's sometimes, and yeah, here's the lights that are on all the time. So what some people will do is they'll like set this nearby where you can have like your horses and stuff, and then kind of drag them into the stalls. I saw one person who put their house around their Hobbit burrow in the Shire. And so it like, and then they did another one somehow inside or something. I don't remember now. It was really cool. Anyway, so that you can have a lot of fun with these. And when you get these coffers, every single one of your characters ends up with one. And then as you make new characters, they also get one. So it's like it's a permanent part of your like collections of things that you get when you create a new character, and all of your existing characters get one in there. It just ends up in your inventory. It's just like plop, there it is. Speaking of inventory, my inventory is kind of a mess. I need to do something about this. So let me fix my inventory before we go off running around. I guess that's probably something that needs to happen. I did buy, let's see, I bought a die carry-all. All right, so there's no dies to gather up right now. And then I bought like, I think 2 crafting carry-alls. And I haven't been 100% certain. Oh no, there it is. Yeah. So I've done 1 crafting carry-all is the scholar stuff. And then 1 carry-all is not been determined yet. So I have, yeah, so my second carry-all, I'm trying to decide what needs to go in it, just because like I have a lot of stuff kind of piling up, you know, but I don't know what's piling up the most, or if I should just let it be combined and a whole bunch of stuff goes in there. I don't know. Okay, but let's put that back in the scholar spot. So what I've been doing is I'm just like putting stuff in its category in my inventory for now, and then I figure I'll deal with it later, because I can't decide which I want to carry all for each category, but I didn't want to spend the stuff for it, so I'm being kind of grumpy about it. I'm like, I want carry-alls to go on sale, and they did go on sale. They were 20% off for VIP, which if you're playing on the Mordor server, you have to be VIP. So that was like, okay, yeah, I got it. But then I was like, I was kind of grumpy about like, spending more. Yeah. You know how it is. Yeah, King Cookie says, I use one for my cook and farmer stuff. You always need old produce for recipes there. Well, see, here's the thing. So I'm looking at like the different categories. So like my woods and hides, it's only that much stuff. That's not bad. Farmer and cook is starting to get a little full. My scholar, I slurped up. Critical items is separate. Jeweler, though, is getting a little out of control. So it may end up having to be a jeweler one. Although I guess 4 of the items sitting here are actually just scroll cases. Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. It's like, what am I actually doing? Also, I haven't really been working on my other characters as much. Like, oops, put that in the wrong place. How about you go to Scholar? So like this character, she's a scholar, prospector, forester, but I got kind of stalled on scholar because I need more of the stuff. So I'm gonna have to take some time to go off and like, you know, find the places where you find these things and just deal with that at some point. Accumulate some more stuff so that way I can level my farmer or my scholar because she's kind of stalled out on the leveling. All right, more jeweler. This is why I'm thinking jeweler may end up being the one. But right now I've got plenty of room in my shared storage, so that's not the problem. It's just the dealing with the, you know, moving stuff around. That's the pain in the butt. Oh my gosh, you want to talk carols? You should see before when he streams after me. Maybe he'll show you his carry-all sets because he's got, I don't know, like 15 or 20 of them. It's fantastic. I do have I have a task item carry-all. So that's been great because it's slurping in a whole bunch of stuff. And then, you know, I should just take these out because I decided that anything that I only had like a couple of them was like gonna go. All right, so let's do some selling of things. The bow is gone. Save on the barrow treasures in case I finally get to full rep with Race of Man, because then I can, yeah, we'll just get rid of that. Because then I can get that travel skill. Although, I mean, I'm a hunter, so I don't really need it. But I don't know, it's like a point of pride to get that travel skill that's like a solo travel skill. It's kind of silly. I know, I don't know. Less armor, but has will, vitality, and evade. That almost sounds better. I think maybe I should swap over to that. Yeah, or that one has agility and vitality and physical mastery. Oof. Either way, they seem better than what I've got on, so I should swap that out. Okay. And one of my kinnies has been really super awesome and has been sending me like gob tons of things for me to use when I'm like level 50, but I'm not level 50 yet. Maybe I should keep the woodworking thing. All right, we'll get rid of that. The redstone, it's okay. It can go. I've been doing a lot of fishing, so that's part of it too. I got a lot of fishing stuff. Woodworking, we are actually doing vitality, agility versus agility, vitality, and power. It's a lot more vitality. I think I should probably put those shoes on. I forgot about my inventory. Sorry about that, y'all. All right, well, anything red is going to be outside of my ability because it's probably the wrong set. Gormbirth says hello. Hello. Sorry, you caught me in the middle of tidying my inventory. I know, it's really sad. So what I was planning to do today is the Farmers Faire is on. All right, I think we're going to decide that this is good enough, right? We got more space. We're good to go. So let's go to the Farmers Faire. So last week we did the Farmers Faire, and actually I have, as my hunter, I went ahead and set my campsite to the hill. So there's a campfire on top of the hill. So if you are a hunter, you can set your campsite to be like a travel location, and the hill has one right here, so that's super handy during festivals. So I can't remember if we did both ends last week, but we're going to go ahead and do both the stuff up here and the stuff down the hill. So here's kind of what I do. I've gotten in the groove. If I'm going to do everything up here, which we might as well, I'm trying to collect tokens because it's a brand new server, so we need all the tokens we can get. So I pick cooling off, which is go cool off people with the water, and I pick up defeat the heat, which is shoot the heat. So we're going to drink out of this water jug. And so defeat the heat is shooting those things. Shooting those things, she says. There we go. For example. Now, she's got one more, which is ice delivery, but we're going to do that at the end as kind of a transition to where we're going after we do all the stuff up here. So I tend to leave that. Oh, Don't forget the most important thing, which is to pick up the Sunny Fair Day, which is our wrapper for this festival. So that's hugely important. I did forget to pick that up one day and got like 5 quests down, and I was like, wait a minute, how am I doing? And yeah, I had forgotten to pick it up. So those 5 quests did not count towards the wrapper, but that's okay. There's plenty of quests, thank goodness, for this festival. So I picked up from her, I picked up a quest from this guy. We'll get one from Meliot Hayward here. We'll grab a quest from Foxglove Tunnelly here. So the quests that we have just picked up basically take us around the hill, just over to the side, and then down towards Hobbiton. So that's kind of like our path. And you know me, I'm a sucker for a good circuit. So we're going to go in a circle. Hey, if you have any farmers, make sure you bring them over here to talk to Amabel Redfern. She has a quest. It's only available for farmers. So you do the quest with her right now, and then at the Harvest Festival, you come back and she will finish that quest with you. So if you have any farmers, make sure you get them over and do that. She gives you, well, it's kind of a spoiler, but she gives you a housing item. So it's lovely. And to the point where I'm like tempted to, I think one of my characters, maybe not. I have one of my characters who is a farmer. She's farmer cook, but now I'm thinking that that might be her only 2. And the other 2 characters I have might already be 3, which is the most you can get right now without paying for it. So it's really cool though. Now it used to be that you got a preset package of 3 professions, right? But now you can choose which 3 you want, and if you want to add on a 4th one, you can do that. It will cost you 1,000 Lotra points, so it ain't cheap. But man, if it's like your main character and you want to pick up everything and do a lot of stuff, it's probably worth it. I haven't decided yet. Yeah, I haven't done it yet. B4 did make that choice and has picked a character that got the got a 4th one, and I'm like, it's very tempting. I'm glad it's in the store, because it's one of those things that eventually I will be like, oh man, I really wish I had the 4th one on this particular character, you know. And so I will definitely purchase that at some point, but I didn't feel like I needed to pull the trigger on it yet. And you never know, maybe it'll go on sale someday. That happens. I like it when things go on sale. All right, so what we're doing right now is a handful of quests are interwoven in terms of the locations where we're heading to. Oh, I'll go ahead and put my fast feed on. We'll do that for now. So we are headed over here where there's a little pond. We just flew a flag, flew a kite, and there are 5 different kites for us to fly. So we've done 2 of those so far. One was over by the apple doors, and then one was up above Bag End. And now we're looking for a couple of the ladies. They were wandering around and got distracted and had set down various things that they were carrying. So that was part of our deals. We're picking up the things that they have set down and forgotten. There are some crashed kites, so we're picking up a bunch of those to take back to one of the hobbits at the festival. So that's why I kind of just make this round, because it's like we're doing all these various things, but they're all kind of scattered together. So here's the reason why I don't pick up that ice quest. So you see how these, every so often you run across an NPC, in this case it's a cat, with like a little flame over their head. If I had the delivering ice quest, it would make me stop, and I would have to wait until the cat goes by before I can continue my movement, even though I don't have the ice yet. But because I have the ice quest, it would make me do that. So that's why I kind of wait and do that at the end. Okay, so we've done them. So now we're kind of like below this embankment. And so that's why I kind of go across here, Bagshot Row, I think it's called, where the gaffer lives and Sam lives, I believe. So there's the gaffer. Hi, gaffer. Grab a couple things there, and then I just jumped the fence and jumped the second one and ended up here in what's called the Grange, where it's like definitely some farm stuff going on. Oh my gosh. So when a... Okay, so we talked about those like lesser wraiths that you can run into that spawn when you attack something, that can spawn when you attack something, when you finish something off. But then once in a while, like every couple days, it's supposed to be kind of random. One of the 9 will appear somewhere on the server, and there'll be a notification in the chat channels, and it comes across, and it's something like, an agent of evil, one of the 9 has appeared somewhere in Middle Earth, or something like that, and it's in big, bold, like orange letters, and it's like, right there in front of everything. So one day I'm doing this and I'm picking up the egg basket here, and I've picked it up. That thing comes across chat, and I'm like, oh man, where is it? And then right then an NPC comes walking out this door with a wheelbarrow. It gave me a little bit of a jump scare. It was kind of funny. So there we go. There's some fun. So King Cookie says that yes, I recently added Scholar as my 4th one. An excellent choice. I usually play with 2 friends. One is a prospector, one is a forester. So now we can pick up everything we come across. Yeah. Before mentions that I've been wanting my main to be a gilded metalsmith, tailor, and scholar for a while. And if I didn't already have a gilded jeweler, that would be tempting for my main also. That's a lot for one character to do. In place of a prospector that they have on there already. Oh, really? King Cookie says you can only do 2 guilds at the moment, no 3rd or 4th one? I didn't know that. Huh. That is news to me. Yes, King Cookie says that I basically use the same route as they do. That's awesome. I mean, it's a pretty good route, right? You just like, you can see already we've pretty much taken care of almost everything along the way. And we just have some things to finish up back at the party tree. So that's easy. Let's see. Before says I'm an Umbar guild member for Tailor Metalsmith Guild and master for Scholars Guild, so that does not seem to be the case now. Oh, awesome. Okay, so now because of my hunter abilities, and you can see on the map, I've done everything except for stuff we need to do back at the hill. So I tend to just use my hunter travel again. So, yeah, Agartha does point out that not all professions have a guild. Like farmer, there's no farmers guild, so you can't like, do anything with that. The gathering professions, there's no guilds. So no farmers guild, forester doesn't have one. Scholar does, but it's also a processing, so it's kind of outside that, I suppose. All right, what am I missing? Oh, the twine. We missed the twine. Also, we still have some fire we need to take out. So we'll do a little bit of that. All right. Oh, I missed a kite. You know which kite I always miss? Every dang time. Like, every time. If there's one kite that I've missed, it's the one right next to where I have poured it in, like, what, 3 times yet today? Every time. At least I'm consistent, I suppose. Oh, and I didn't do the cooling off the patrons thing yet. Let me go back and do that. I forgot about these guys. That's okay. We gotta shoot some fire. Shoot fire. Shoot the fire. Cool. All right, cooling off these folks. So what we're doing, in case you missed it, is we're taking a drink out of the jug and then like spraying the water up in the air to try and cool people off. Which is pretty hilarious. We're creating a cooling fountain. We are the fountain. Embrace the fountain. So it's very silly. And there's an emote you can get. You know what? Let's turn these in clockwise because that'll put me back by the horses because we didn't do the horse races yet, or not horse races, but the eating and drinking races. But we'll go ahead and turn these in. So this is kind of the route that I do. As I'm trying to run multiple characters through. every day. I'm trying to run like 3 characters through on Mordor every day. All right, so we'll turn in those 2 that we have finished, and then we'll go ahead and pick up ice delivery, which I would just turn around and go do it, except for we didn't do the races yet. So we're going to go on over to the races. Okay, Erebani also seems to indicate that they have 3 guilds on all of their characters. So if there was a limitation before, it seems to be lifted. Okay, so right here, there's going to be some dwarves lining up. Let me just check the area chat. Cool. There are no dwarves currently running. So in the dwarf area, there's actually a second quest you can do. So we'll go ahead and grab that, and that's Scully right here. And he's got some anger management problems. So we're going to help him out by collecting the things that he threw as he was watching a race and getting very aggravated. I usually do it backwards, so the race goes counterclockwise, but I go clockwise because I find it easier to find, to see the things and click on them than if I go the other way around. Also, I've been doing it this way for, I don't know, a couple of years now, so doing it the other way would be weird for me at this point. So King Cookie was saying that they tried to join a third one and a third guild, and it didn't work at the time. But yeah, maybe worth giving it another try. Yeah, B4 points out maybe the scholar wasn't high enough to join the guild yet when you tried. I don't know. But that's cool that people are reporting that you can have more. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, interesting. There's a question in the chat, and unfortunately, I'm most likely not. Well, I'm not going to be able to answer this question because I'm not an SSG employee. So they're going to want to reach out to SSG about this, and probably by submitting a ticket would be the best thing, or reach out to Cordovan. Anyway, let me read the question. The question is, my friend's father passed away and his son has his account. Would SSG let his son have the father's account? And that, like I said, I don't know. I don't know how, like, video game accounts are considered in terms of possessions that can be passed down. Absolutely, I would reach out to SSG. You could start by submitting, or have your friend start by submitting a ticket. Another option is they could reach out directly to Cordovan. Cordovan is the SSG community manager. And so if you go into the forums, so forums.lotro.com, so log into the forums, and you can send a message directly to Cordovan there. And so your friend could basically, make that question directly to Cordovan. Like I said, he's the community manager, so he doesn't necessarily have like the pull to make that decision, but he would know who would, or who to start making inquiries of that could answer that question. So I would say do one, or have your friend do one or both of those things. Yeah, sorry to hear about that. That's yeah. It's unfortunate when someone passes away, and then you have all the things to deal with, like what do you do with people's accounts, and like, yeah, I don't even know what's the legality of like an email account if somebody takes it over, and all the stuff in there, and like what chaos, right? Yeah, good luck with that. I would think if it's a lifetime account, it might count as something that can be passed down. Might be. I don't know, though. And maybe it's different with different companies. Okay, so here's our contestants. So before I pick up the quest, there is a deed called A Lucky Day at the Races. And you want to win the race with each of the 4 different dwarves here and the 4 different hobbits in the other race that we'll do in a minute. So I need to win with Kolmar and Lar and Signar and Otto. I haven't won with any of them with this character yet. So, keg hopping race, yes, I would like to participate. which person would I like to participate? Who am I betting on here? I will say Colmar. We'll just start with the top. So, Colmar, good luck. I hope you do well for me. So the way the race goes is it's kind of like in a over 9 minutes in 3-minute segments, I believe. It's been a while since I timed it, but I'm pretty sure that's how it was. So you have like 3 minutes of the contestants standing here, and you have the time to pick up the quest and, you know, make your decision. And then 3 minutes of them actually doing the race, and then 3 minutes of the race being over at that interim period where when we arrived, when there's no racers and there's nothing happening. So yeah, so you know you've got some time to just kind of chill out. Yeah. Now, the way it's going to go is these 4 guys are going to run from keg to keg, and they'll take a drink, and sometimes they'll be like, oh, that was a heavy one, I gotta walk this off slowly. And sometimes they'll be like, oh, that gave me some vigor in my step, and they start running faster. And they're going to work their way from keg to keg all the way around, and then they'll come back to here. We can follow them when this happens. If they win, then you talk to this guy, and he'll be like, congratulations, and he gives you like 6 tokens of the festival. If they lose, you can open this consolation present box, or you can look in the box, and you'll get like 3 tokens. So, I mean, that ain't bad. At least you get something even if you don't win. So, yeah. Well, now I'm thinking maybe I should make another character because I could get more farmers. Let me make a note of this. Also, write this down. Lotro, more farmers, or festival quest, and also 4 boxes and stuff. So here's the scoop. Oh, hey, let's follow our guys. All right, so Colmar is our guy. He's right here, and he's slow. He's still standing there. Why are you still standing there? Oh, okay, now he's running. Good, good, good. All right, and then they go to this one. So, and here's the entrance where we came in case you hadn't already seen. Zabarb asks, did you already pick up the other guy's stuff? We did. I went ahead and did that quest while we were waiting for this to start. All right, Colmar is still doing all right, so... Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, there's the pickaxe that we picked up. Oh, but I saw that guy running that way. I was like, cool. Where are they going? That confused me for a second. All right, so now they're just walking. And if Lar was fast, he would actually catch up. But, oh, yep, Lar's fast. He's catching up. Oh, no. All right, well, they're stopping to get a drink there. Colmar, you're going to need to pick this up, my dude. Lar's outrunning you. Oh, no. Colmar is needing a pause. No, man. Oh, Lars got it. Lar is coming from behind. All right, well. So what happens is, as you kind of get close to the beginning, there's a spot somewhere around here that's like the end of the race. Oh, look at that. Otto. And the other guys are like, oh, and then they all kind of fade into obscurity. So they're done, and I go get my consolation present. Oh, 2 Farmers Faire tokens. Well, still, that ain't too bad. So we'll go over to the other one, and this is the order I tend to do them because there's only 1 mount there, and that takes me to the Hobbit one. And they are already lined up, so we better pick our person pretty fast. Who have I done? Win with Mudrick. All right, Mudrick. You're my guy. So the deed here, I've won with Daffodilly once, with Birdie, and with Gladdy, but I haven't won with Mudrick yet. So we're waiting. Yeah, we're trying to get that one, and then we have all 4 of the dwarves that we haven't won with, which is sad. Now, unfortunately, at this location, there is not one of those extra quests to do, like there was with the dwarf and his, temper. This is lovely though. I do like this, how we're like hanging around this pond and their eating stations are around the pond. So there's the one there, there's another one there, over there, over here, and then there's like a little bridge, a couple more eating stations, and then they're back. And there's like a cute little village up at the top. It's super adorable. Oh man, wouldn't this have been a cool neighborhood if they'd made housing in one of these neighborhoods? That'd be pretty neat. But anyway, so we're just hanging out. And you may notice some people are doing birding. So why not? Let's grab our birding kit. We could do some birding while we're waiting. So, birding. So when the feathers come up like that, those little white feathers, that's when you click the button. So like that, and then I click the button. So you end up doing it, the routine seems to be you make noise, and as you pull out the thing, then you press the buttons. So you don't actually get to watch your character looking through the spyglass. But then you're like, yay! And you collected, like for your, I don't know, your book of things that you've seen, which is in your collections. So yeah, sure. It's this tab down here at the bottom. Let me bring this out. So you've got these various tabs. So you've got like your pets, mounts, emotes, stable masters, and then birding is at the bottom. And so you can see the ones that you have spotted. So that's kind of cool. But hey, they're on their way. And who did I need? Mudrick. No, Daffodilly one. That's okay. We'll get our consolation prize. Okay. Oh, it was 4. That's nice. So back to the party tree. And so, okay, so that is basically all of the quests that are up at this, up in this area. These guys here, oh, I didn't get that guy. They reset on Thursdays. The Great Madam Swap, which is that one I just picked up. I'm not sure. But the Ned Longbottom one, I'm pretty sure is once a week. So, and he basically is like, go here, go here, go here. And each one of those counts as a quest. So that's kind of handy. You get a lot more tokens. But anyway, we've done everything that we're going to do up here for now. All the quests that we grabbed. So now we're going to go ahead and grab this ice block. And we'll take it down the hill. Oh, the Madam Swap you can do daily. Okay. Yeah. So we're going to run this down the hill. So it used to be 2 different events. There was the summer festival and then there was the Farmers Faire. And a couple of years ago, SSG went ahead and combined them all into one festival. So that's why you've kind of got like a bunch of stuff happening all at the same time in kind of the same area, but it's kind of like almost like 3 different hubs right here. So you've got the party tree, as the way I look at it, is one hub. And then you've got the fishing hole down here is a hub where there's like a handful of quests you can do down here. And in fact, we'll just run by there and you'll see them. And then over by the Green Dragon, basically, is another hub of quests. So see how this guy has a ring over his head and it's all on fire and stuff? That is why I can't move, because I have this quest. And see there, a child blocks your path. You must wait for them to pass. So he's going to turn around. Yep. And I can't go, but now I can. Okay, so there's fishing quest, fishing quest. This is the one I want to start. Oh, I can start it? Oh, hot dang. I didn't think it would let me while I've got stuff in my hands. That one's a timed quest, 10 minutes. So I'll get that started. And there's quests there, quests there, quests there. So there's quests. There's a handful of quests there at the fishing. You can only have one of them, of a subset of them, active at a time. So that's why I kind of like to get that one started. I don't actually do it. It's fishing for Mathams, and I'm not at the moment looking to increase my number of Mathams with or reputation with the Matham Society. I'm not worried about it. Anyway, so we brought her ice. So we tell her we delivered the ice. Boom. So now, funny enough, we have actually done 10 quests. So we can go ahead and turn this in. and get our 10 tokens for the day. So that's neat. But now my plan is to do the quests here at this hub. So see, we're right in this little village green kind of area right outside the green dragon. So what I tend to do, I kind of have a rhythm, right? You get your own rhythm. So my rhythm is I pick up the quest from the mayor because he's going to eat and then he's going to request something. So we'll get that started. And while I'm waiting for him to eat, I go ahead and pick up the Bounder quest. So the Bounder one is the one where people say the wrong thing. So hang on. All right. Use salt. Okay. Let me do that. So I need to throw some salt at the mayor. Cool. So I am using, the reason why that popped up there, I'm using a plugin. Hang on, let me figure out which person is this. It's you. You are the person who said something silly. All right. Toes in your hair. That's a silly thing to say. Oh, this person also said toes in your hair. Man, y'all are saying the same thing. It's hilarious. Okay, so anyway, let me show you real quick before I actually end up finishing the quest. I am using a plugin called Festival Buddy 2. There was a Festival Buddy, and then B4's been making so many changes that he went ahead and just created a Festival Buddy 2. Wait, which is the guy? Waste the Vittles. You are. So in it, a couple things are happening here, and I will wait to finish that quest so I can show you. So the way that the Bounders thing works is the Bounders, you're supposed to go around and tell off the partygoers who've had too much to drink. And you know that they are at that point because they'll say something silly. So for example, this one is, the Farmers Faire is my favorite, oh, I went too fast. It's going to try and read it out to you. Let's see. I came all the way from Frogmorton to taste the victuals, but she said I came all the way from Frogmorton to waste the victuals. So that's not right. So you know, waste the victuals is wrong. Or may the hair on your toes grow long and hairy or something like that. But they say may the toes in your hair. So that's the wrong one. This guy just said I burped, pardon me. But when they say the wrong thing, they say, I burped, ha, ha, ha. So there's like a whole series of those. So in the Farmers Faire, on the Festival Buddy, under Farmers Faire, in the Bounders rounds, so that's what's going on here. So this is Festival Buddy 2. I have told it, I'm at the Farmers Faire, so I told it which festival I'm at. And it automatically, when I picked up Bounders rounds, it automatically detected that I have that quest going on. And so it will now, on the screen, pop up and tell me what I need to know. Same thing with the mayor. So it said use wine. You know, so he said this is something tart would do nicely right now or something like that. So we know, okay, that it sees that, Festival Buddy sees that happen in the chat, and he's like, oh, okay, that means I need wine. So those details are in there also. So that's what these things are that are popping up on my screen. So like somebody just said pigs judge instead of seeing when the farmers judge the pigs. So I'm going to go ahead and tell them off. So somebody else said ha 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 instead of saying pardon me. So I can just quickly scan around and find who said that. Oh, I must cleanse my palate, he says. Use wine. So I grabbed a bucket of wine. I'm going to throw that on the mayor. Another thing you can do is when you're telling off the partygoers that have had too much to drink, if you click on them a second time really fast, you can get it twice. Oh yeah, as King Cookie points out. If you're quick, you can click on each of the drunk hobbits twice and still have it count. And if you're super quick, like they're right next to you when it comes up, so you get on it right away, you can actually get them a third time, but you got to be really careful about that because there's a point where they flip from having said the wrong thing to going back into their neutral And if you click on them, basically saying that they haven't said the wrong thing. So if you click on them at that point, you get it wrong, and you're only allowed to have 2 wrong ones before you fail that quest. So here's a normal one. I came all the way from Frogmorton to taste the victuals at the Farmers Fair. That's correct. Anyway, I have done 7 telling offs, so I can go ahead and turn this in, which means that's going to stop popping up on my screen too, which is nice. So right now we just have the mayor and his eating of foods and giving him stuff to go with it. But I'm going to go ahead and pick up something to keep me occupied while I'm waiting. And that would be the drunkard thing. There we go. Awesome. So he gives you a tankard of beer to commiserate. And it's like, how did all these rotten vegetables get in your inventory? And so our silly little Hobbit trick, we're throwing rotten vegetables at the bounders. Because why not? Seems like a silly thing to do. Now, all this time, that quest that I picked up, or that I started over at the fishing hole is going. So I could pop over there and do some fishing for Mathams if I wanted to. But like I said, I'm not feeling like I need to fish for Mathams right now. But it's going to just keep ticking along whether I fish or not. And then it counts as a quest, which means it's going to give me festival tokens. So you can't be seen by the bounder. You have to like make sure they don't know who's doing it. There's 2 bounders that you can throw veggies at. The guy who's wandering. Oops, hang on. The mayor needs a little salt. I'm going to assault the mayor. Kind of am because I throw it at him. Anyway, there's 2 bounders. So there's the one that's wandering. He just makes a big oval. And then there's also the bounder boffin who's just standing still. So you can, who was it? Somebody was saying last time that they just stand off to the side and just keep doing bounder boffin over and over again. But I kind of have fun with like trying to not be seen by this guy. It's like, I don't know, a little more entertaining. Plus then I can stand here and do other things at the same time. It's like, why not? So that's kind of why I get the mayor quest started up though, because it seems to be kind of like one of the longer ones because you got to wait for him to eat something and then need something. Ooh, this is going to be slightly tricky. So I can't be seen by the bounder, but I got to get close enough for the milk to get thrown at the mayor. So let's see if that works. Oh yeah. Awesome. All right, where's the bounder? There you are. Oops, did I get seen? Oh, I did get seen though. A bounder spotted you. I failed. I did get too close. Oh well. Now, if I go and pick it up right now, I've done this before. It's hilarious. You just fail right there, right away because he's right there. So we won't do that. All right, you know what? Then we might come back to that because I kind of want to get started on this one. So this one is, it seems like chaos at first, but once you've done it a few times, it starts to kind of make sense. So let's take a look. So the first thing you do is you talk to Daisy, who's behind the counter. And she's like, the other sellers have disappeared, surely to go off and enjoy the fair. So she's left all by herself to take care of everybody. She's short of hands. And she asks if we can help fulfill these customers' orders. So there's 6 customers that you have. So the one on the far left, she wants some apples, and there's apple crates right behind you. Behind the desk here. The second guy wants some stew, and you get a recipe and you go make the stew. The third one wants you to go yell at people. So I do that one last. And then the last 3 people, they have like a shopping list. So I often end up starting with these folks. So collect the ingredients on the shopping list. So cool thing, Festival Buddy 2 tells me what I need to pick up. And they are in a circle. Now, the letter that you get from the person with the shopping list is like, fetch me the following. Onion. I need an onion. I like onions with color. Boring onions won't do for me. And the onions are over here. Apple. Not just any apple. Something that will offer a bit of contrast to the onion you fetched me. Well, the apples are over there. I keep hearing a weird noise. Bread. Sweet, fluffy, light bread. Crusty on the outside, like a cloud on the inside. That's what I want. So the bread is over there. Cabbage. I don't like cabbages very much, so a small quantity will suffice. So the cabbages are over here. And then meat. I certainly need some meat, but I'd like something substantial. Salty, but not too salty. Fatty, but not too fatty. A delicious chop, perhaps. A steak? Oh, you decide. Steak. The meat's over there. And then cheese, wonderful cheese. I have a hankering for something soft and delicate with a sweet flavor. So the cheese is over there. So you can see why this list, you'd be like going back and forth and all over the place. Festival Buddy 2 is fantastic because it takes all that information and distills it into just the things you need, and they're in order. So I can just grab, and it tells me also, is it the thing on the left or the thing on the right? Because at first it was just like cabbage, small, but I'm like, yeah, but can you just tell me which one I'm looking for? Like left, right? So I have all the information I need right here. So apple, green. Excellent. Got it. Meat, pork, left. Because I wasn't sure which one was pork and what's not pork over here. I mean, I guess it makes sense. That's pork, that's bacon, but I don't have to think. Don't make me think. Bread, white, on the right. Got it. Onion, red, on the right. So see how I can just make a nice, lovely circle here? It's fantastic. I love it. It makes me so happy. And then cheese, mild, on the left. Another thing I noticed is after you've picked it up, the thing does go dark. So if you like pause to do something else and you come back to it, you don't have to remember which things you've picked up because the thing you've picked up will go dark. So that's handy. I ran into that the other day. Now, I mean, in total, this whole quest, this whole helping these shoppers, these customers, is timed. You've got like a total of 15 minutes. So you don't want to like dawdle too much, but you do have plenty of time. Like if all of a sudden you're like, oh, I need to use the bathroom, or oh gosh, the kettle finished. Like you got time to step away for a minute or two. Okay, onion, white on the left. Cheese sharp on the right. Every time I do this quest, I'm like, dang it, I gotta add more cheese to the grocery list, like for reals. I get a hankering for cheese every time we do this quest. I need to put some brie cheese on the list or something because that sounds really good now. All right, cabbage, large, left. Apple, none. Bacon, meat, bacon on the right. And it's either one of those, apparently, which is kind of funny. Let's see, bacon, bread, brown on the left. Onion, white on the left. Onion. And then cheese sharp on the right. All right, so we've got everything we need. We take it back to the lady behind the counter so she can, I don't know, charge the customer or however that works. I really don't understand how money works in Hobbiton, to be quite honest. I just assume it's all a barter system. All right, so now we're looking for apples, and the person wants like 6 green, 6 red, and 1 golden or something like that. So what happens is you end up with extra apples from your previous days. So like I have, where are my apples? Here, I've got like 60 red apples. Oh no, that's wormy apples. I can toss those. In fact, I can just toss them. You can't even sell them. Yes, please. Let's destroy the wormy apples. But I have other apples. Hang on, let me see. Apples. There we go. I have 24 green apples and 9 red apples from having done this quest in previous days. So you just like keep reaching in the box, reaching in the box, reaching in the box until you get everything you need. So I still need a golden apple. I don't have one of those. So it's like, oh, okay, have another green apple, have another red apple, have a wormy apple. Actually, it's giving me more than one most times. Let's see what I get this time. Oh, now it's giving me just one. That's a wormy. I got a green, a red, and a wormy this time. So this is why when you start the quest, if you haven't sold off the other apples at the end of your day, you may get through this quest really fast because you've already picked up a whole lot of stuff. Also, you don't have to change crates. You can just keep looking through the same crate every time. But if it seems like it's not giving you a good, random number generator, maybe you want to switch to a different crate. I don't know. Maybe I'll try a different one and see if something goes better for me. That one totally didn't even know what to do with me. All right, we're still looking for this golden apple. I'm sure there's one in this crate. I've been told there are. We'll just keep running through the box. There we go. Got a golden apple. And a green and a wormy. All right, so we'll turn that in. So we have 2 more people left to go. And like I said, I'm going to do the recipe guy. So the whole recipe just filled in here on Festival Buddy. The first thing you need is the actual recipe itself, the piece of paper. So that's here. Then you got to go get the beef, which is over by the beef stall. So it's here on this table. And then we got to go back to where we just were because the salt is back on that table next to the recipe. A little pile of salt there. And it's got the induction bar below you, so you can tell what you need to do, or wherever it is on your screen. For me, it's right below me. And I'm stirring in some water. Now we need some carrots, which are at the other end of things over here. So you may have noticed that they light up when you get close to them. So you can't do like a tab around to search for them because they don't exist until you... It's like a, geographical, they don't exist until you're nearby. So you kind of have to know where you're going, but once you know where you're going, if you get anywhere nearby, you're like, where was this? I can't remember. It's, you're close. Hey, Ginger. Ginger is lurking. Well, that's all right. We're doing some fun festival stuff. So I figured I'd do the whole round of things up at the party tree, and then we'll do all the stuff down here. We could do some of the fishing if y'all want, but I thought we would do, after I got done with the stuff down here. Oh, hang on, I gotta stir it up in a pot. Yeah, once we're done with the party tree, and then down here by the Green Dragon, I thought we would do the festival instance. There is only one that I can do because I'm not level 50. All right, so we have one more to do, and that's go yell at people. Before I go yell at people, let me get this out of the way. I'm actually going to go ahead and grab this quest. She is going to have us make some more sweet cream. So we stir some stuff out of that vat, and then we walk right next door and grab some fruit and stir in some fresh fruit. He did that earlier, Ginger. Nice. And then we need to go into the Green Dragon for some honey to add to the sweet cream. But we also need to come and yell at this guy. So since he's right here, I'm just going to go ahead and yell at him because he's going to run off in a second. And now I'll grab some honey from this guy. Now, I do need to stop and stir the dessert before I can turn it in, but I'm not in any hurry. I do want to get myself up to where the people I need to yell at are, because if other people are also doing this quest, it can be a while that you have to wait for them to reset. Oh, King Cookie has a friend coming over for dinner. Nice, needs to head off. Enjoy the rest of the festival. I will. Hopefully you are also enjoying the festival. I have fun with the festivals. So, and whenever I start on a new server, it's like, oh yeah, gotta get all the stuff. At first it's like, oh man, I gotta get all the stuff. And then it's like, oh yeah, I can get all these things. All right, cool. So we have yelled at all the people that we needed to yell at. Enjoy your dinner. All right, and so now we can come back and turn that in. So now you'll notice that we have 6 completed rings here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the overworked vendor, hers is still blue because the timer is still going. I'm at 4 minutes and 10 seconds still that I can still do this quest. Actually, let's just go get this drunkard thing out of the way because I just saw where the bounder is. Plus, it's always more fun when there's more people, and I just saw somebody else doing it. Cool. So Bounder was. You can also see the little eye on your screen, like there. When you're trying to deliver mail or the pies, how the little eye runs around. It's that. So yeah, it makes it easy to know where they are if you are like, I've lost track of them. I'll just go ahead and shoot that guy with a vegetable. I'll make some dessert while I'm waiting for the timer to come back up. Yeah, so a lot of the festivals, well, I should say, kind of they're hitting like the four seasons. Like there's winter or Yule instances. There's summer, which is where we are. There's fall, and then there's spring. So it's like they've kind of filled in the schedule a little bit with instances for each of those four parts of the calendar when there's festivals happening. And the way they do it is there's usually two instances. Not all cases. There's one where there's only one, but in most of them there's two. One is kind of like a cute storyline of some sort, some light storyline going on, and the other one is a chance to go and interact with a boss fight that you might have previously done, and it's yeah. So the boss fight one, called also Boss from the Vaults, and you can only do that one if you're level 50 or above, and I am level 41, so the boss is not available for me, the boss fight, which is Thrang, which comes out of the Rift instance in general. It's one of the intermediate bosses in there. But I cannot do that one with this character, so we won't be doing that here on stream, and that's fine. All right, cool. Now I can run by him, because I've thrown all the fruit out of my, or rotten vegetables out of my pockets, and somehow he doesn't notice that my pockets stink. Oh, Ginger says, nap time, have fun. Well, have a good nap. Slapdecker. Is there any boss for the Autumn Festival, asks Arbani. So what I do is I go to the instance finder and then I just collapse everything because I really just want to look at the seasonal stuff. And that's where you can see them listed out. So there's Anniversary, which is like springtime. Farmers Faire, which covers the summer. Spring. Oh, no, sorry. Well, Anniversary is also spring, summerish. Maybe they're missing the fall. Because Anniversary is like April. I think they're missing fall now that I think about it. Anyway, I guess Farmers Faire does not fall. It'd really have to be a Harvest Festival instance. Maybe they haven't done that yet. Oh, I can't see them all because I'm not level 50. Let's see. But Anniversary just has the flurry of fireworks. So there is no second one for that yet. Summer has the Perfect Picnic, and then it also has Thrang for its Boss from the Vaults. Spring has Bee's Big Business, and whose big business is it? Who's the one with that? Oh, the Red Maid is the Boss from the Vaults for the spring one, and for Yule you've got Frost Bluff for the Battle at Frost Bluff for the cute one, and then Yule has Storvagon, the giant. So Autumn Festival, I'm totally wrong. There is not an autumn one. There's two in the spring, basically. Because you've got Anniversary and Spring Festival, and they're like a month apart. So I guess I'm hoping that maybe they'll do a fall one, because that would be really cool. Wow, could you imagine? It could be like a spooky, cutesy, spooky thing as the fun one, and then what could they do for the boss one? What would be a good boss one? Who haven't they done that would be really good? Because the Red Maid one is actually fun. I really like that one. Because when you do it on landscape, you have to walk in with that altar dish that looks like a pie. So it's like you come running in, dun, 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 and then you get thrown up in the air, and that's fun. And so when you do it as part of the festival, it just starts once you've walked in the door, basically. And she picks somebody and throws them up in the air at the beginning. I think that's fun. Maybe something out of Moria? Seems a little far, though. Because, let's see, Thrang is out of the Rift. Storvagon is out of... Isn't that out of... It's like the whole Dragon Wing, which I think is also 50 or below. So it'd have to be another boss that you run into at some point just in your regular, you know, questing. Oh my gosh, it'd be funny if it'd be like Jagger Jack or something. That'd be hilarious. Okay, so what haven't we done here yet? We haven't done the overworked supplier, and we haven't gone to do the egg hunt or the mushrooms. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and help this guy. So this guy also has a deed, which I believe I finished yesterday. There's a handful of deeds at this festival, which is fantastic. I really like that. That there's some fun deeds you can do here. So Helping Hand, that's what it was. He has, here, let's go ahead and just get his quest. So he's like, hey, I cannot keep up. Can you give me a hand? You're like, sure. And then he's like, I need all of these things. Can you help me with one of them? And you can only do one of them per day. But if you want to do the whole, because to do the deed, you have to complete all of these, and there's 8 of them. So you can, if you do it every day, you can get it done in 8 days. Like you can just pick pick another one each day. And that's what I did. So I have completed each one of these at least once, and that gave me the deed, which was 5 Lotra points, and I got a title, the Helping Hand. So that's nice. So I'm actually done with him, but I mean, I might as well get some tokens from him. Why not? So what I then usually do is pick the closest one. But to do the deed, you'll need to go to, there's one that's up here, up by that farm where things go weird. Up in Oatbarton, yeah. Which one's, what's it called? No, not that. North Cotton. So you got to get all the way up to North Cotton Farms, and then you got to run the bottle of wine all the way back down. So I recommend doing that one after you are high enough level that you can run through like this area especially without having to worry about getting attacked. And what I ended up doing though is I rode my pony like from Hobbiton, because I checked to see if I had the stable master and I did not. And so then I rode up to Brockenborings, went ahead and grabbed that stable master, and then rode up to Oatbarton, got that stable master, got the bottle of wine, and then ran it down. And I did have enough time to do that, but I had like 30 seconds left. So that one, you definitely, if you pick that one, you've got like 8 or 9 minutes to do it, but you're going to need most of it. The second time I did it, I kind of rode straight to Brockenborings. I think I went over land, got that stable master, rode up, got the other stable master, grabbed the wine, and got back. So that one worked okay. So anyway, so there's one up there. There's one over here at Budgeford. There's one... And then the rest of them are all kind of close by. So those are oh, there's one in the Apple Doors, which is over here. There's one by, out by, what's his name's farm? Farmer Maggot. But you can use the horse to get there, and then you just have to run back. Let's see, Miley Cyrus, cute name, is asking if there's anything going on with the store. Let me take a look. I'm on Mordor. B4 says the store loaded for him just fine over on Treebeard. Looks like the store is loading for me just fine here on Mordor. So I'm thinking the store is okay. Were you having trouble loading it, or was there something specific you weren't finding? Like, was it not searching for you or something? What are the sales this week? No, I'm kind of curious. So the sales this week are, let's find out. Let's see. The sales are make your piece of Middle Earth shine. So 25% off select housing decorations, some housing sets, some cloaks. Also, 2 other big dealios is the Homesteads and Harvests coffers are back, and they are 25% off, so that's neat. So there's the simple coffer and the enhanced coffer, and there's a place online where you can like compare if you weren't sure which one you wanted. And then there's also the Middle Earth Venturing Pack. So if you're new to a server and you don't already have the writing skill for all of your characters, that's a nice little pack which gives you a lot, and it's a nice starter pack. So now I'm kind of curious which housing things might there be. Alchemist bookcase, workbench, anything that I have starred. Bread oven. I think that's an actual working oven. Is it? I think so. That looks like the one you have in your house. The Dole Amaroth housing set. I looked at that before. So this stuff is all 25% off right now. The Gondorian Scholar Study set. So some of these things are actual like interactive functional things, like the Gondorian Supplier Horn. That's really handy to have like in your yard, especially if you're far away from the center of town to get to the supplier there. Or like if you have a house where you've set up like all the farming stations, having one of those supplier horns or crafting stations, having a supplier horn right there is so cool. And if it's in your neighborhood, you get a discount. There's like a 5 or 10 or 15% discount you get for have it being in your own home. Oh, ingredient crate. Oh, I may get that. And then the premium ingredient crate. Okay, so those are 25% off right now. That's super handy. I mean, we already have it in our kinship, but man, having it in your yard is really handy. The sleeping cat is on sale. I love the sleeping cats. Those are fun. Ooh, farmland. Okay. Ooh. Superior farmland, superior forge, superior oven. That's pretty. Those are on sale right now. Superior study, superior workbench. Those are the ones that where you can set them up and use them as actual crafting stations. Oh, I'll have to think about that. Okay, so notice that I've starred some things because then I'm like, oh, I'll have to come back and think about it. So what I do is I then can click on my starred items and I can just kind of scroll through and see. Now it's all the items I've starred like ever in my life on this server or whatever. So they do all show up, but then I can kind of like, oh yeah, think about this, think about that. Apparently I have starred a lot of things because I have 2 pages worth of stuff to look at. Oh yeah, the milestone skills. Oh, you know what? I'm hoping that they're going to give traveling skills soon because yeah, that'd be great. Because I need to get my travel skills down to a lower amount and stuff. Anyway, yeah, sorry. So looks like the store's working okay. So hopefully it'll work better for you. Egg Arthur bought crates on sale. I know. It is so tempting. So tempting. Oh, Miley Cyrus has had trouble buying VIP. You wanted to play on the new servers. Yeah. Oh, that's a bummer. Have you like contacted SSG to see if they can help you out with that? Oh yeah, that would be a bummer. We're in Europe, but thankfully we can make our payment stuff work fine. So we just do a yearly thing too. So only once a year do I have to worry about making sure it works. Then I'm like, I just play. I don't think about it. And so funny thing though is, yeah, because a friend of ours started playing with us and we were like, she was debating whether she wanted to get VIP or not. And so finally she decided she did. And she was thinking about just getting it for a month. And I was like, okay, well, think about this. If you buy it for a month and then you're like, yeah, I like this, and you want to buy it for a second month, that same price for 2 months is what you would pay to get the 3-month one. So if you're thinking you might be going for a second month, you might as well go ahead and get the 3-month one. And that way you've got that. So, yeah, anyway, so we did that. So we did that for a little while. Oh, Egg Arthur is pointing out that Hurried and Returning Traveler is cheaper to buy with Mithril coins if you're comparing sale to sale or non-sale to non-sale, like comparing the prices when they're both on sale or comparing the prices to both when they're not on sale. If you're buying 2 or more skills, interesting. So you're waiting for the Mithril coin sale. Interesting. No, okay. I hadn't even thought about that. That's really interesting. I have not spent a lot of time actually buying things with mithril coins outside of, like, I get the Lalia's Market travel skill. That's a must buy. I buy houses sometimes with mithril and sometimes with housing writs. And then there's the outfits at the Harvest Festival. And then sometimes I buy mounts. So outside of like those four things, I'm like, I don't know. What is it? Kato is sleeping here next to my desk, and her head just popped up because there's a noise outside. Yeah. She's yawning. She's probably going to go back to sleep. Yeah, Pomfrey points out that $10 a month for VIP is a steal. Yeah, I mean, that's why we just do it for a year, because I'm like, I also like a discount, and it's not like I'm going to stop playing anytime soon. I'm not planning on it. So that's a really interesting thing, though, about the Mithril coin. I really hadn't thought about that. So you buy the skills from the Mithril trainer. The most convenient one is usually the one by the stable master in Kalandim. Funny thing is, my very first character was a dwarf. So I was up running around in the northern part of Eredluin, and I saw a mithril trader there. And I looked because one of my first Hobbit gifts, so like, oh, hang on. There's some flashing happening. Is there a thing? Hang on a second. No, I don't know why I'm getting flashing happening. That was weird. So anyway, Hobbit gift. I opened a Hobbit gift, and it was like 200 mithril coins. I had just started the game. I had no concept as to what mithril coins would do for me. Yeah, normally you get like, yeah, this minor potion of power or whatever. Okay, what is going on? Is somebody like dropping something? So yeah, so the fact that it was like 200 mithril coins, I didn't know what I had, right? Like, I had no idea what had just landed in my lap. So that was really wild. And so I did look at the mithril trader, and I'm like, I don't know if these are things that I should buy or not. Like, I was, I had no idea what was good. So I basically haven't gone back and looked at the mithril trader since then, because I don't know. So that's really fascinating, Agartha, and thanks for the tip. Oh, anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and take this guy's quest, and the nearest one is Cotton's Farm. Yeah, it's a circular uphill. So you got to go collect a basket of cabbages, and you've got 5 minutes to do this quest, which is hilarious because, okay, the most time is going to be wasted just getting up the hill. Cotton's Farm is right here. I mean, you could walk, and I could do the thing. Oh, so here's a thing. So I have my hunter fast running on. I'll pick up the cabbages, and then if I run with the thing on, it is actually moving me faster. There was a conflict at one point where if you had your hunter travel or your hunter fast feed on, it would not trigger the pie extra boost. But now, somebody mentioned on one of the videos, because I post my videos over on YouTube, and somebody made a comment that they did not have that problem. So I was like, well, I gotta test this. So thanks for the comment. I'll have to reply to you there about that. So I'm glad we tested it. Yay! All right. I'm just gonna double check and make sure there's not a thing out here. Nope. Pompey says, for the enmity of goblins deed, can you just kill goblins anywhere and at any level? I believe so. So it's a race, class, it's a racial deed. Yeah, let's see. Does it say anything about... Just says defeat goblins, so I think any goblin counts. Because I'm at 41. I'm not sure where I got these goblins from. Now, this does say, the flavor text does say, of all the powers of the enemy, the goblins are the only ones to have openly assaulted the Shire. They were defeated by Bull Roarer Took many years ago, but now the descendants of Golfenball have again been seen near the bounds of your fair land, as well as many other places in the north. Hobbits have been called to take up arms again, and the Bounders have redoubled their training lest they be caught unawares by these savage creatures. Now, it does say goblins, so if they're like... Okay, so for example... wolves, I have like enmity of the wolves. If it's a warg, it doesn't count. It has to be an actual wolf. And it seemed to me that like you saw wolves in the Shire, but then when you got into the higher level areas, you saw wargs more often, like over in Lothlorien, for example. So that kind of had to be done in the lower level areas just because that's where you would encounter them. Yeah, so I believe anywhere counts, like even in instances, because there's been, I've started doing like some of those further adventures of Bilbo Baggins and the further adventures with Rohirrim and Elladan. And I'm doing those with like a level 57 character that I have, because I'm trying to get a bunch of the legendary item experience over on Laurelin, because it takes me forever to get anything on Laurelin because I don't play there as often. Not like in a way to get stuff. I just do social stuff, but it doesn't, you know, you don't get like legendary item experience for that. So I'm kind of having to go out of my way to get legendary item experience so I can get the stuff off the legendary item reward track, because I want like all of the cool housing stuff they keep putting on there lately. Okay, so my 57 character is going into these instances and like to go find Bilbo Baggins, and you end up in like these goblin areas, and so like Goblin Town and stuff like that. And I'm defeating goblins there, and she's like finishing deeds from doing this. It's really crazy. So yes, you can get credit for a lot of these Slayer deeds regardless of where they are, as long as they actually are that category. Now there are some Slayer deeds, and I might not have that on this character to be able to show you, but let me see if I can come up with a place. Some of them will say things. Oh, here, let me pull up Deed Tracker. So this is another one that before put together, and it's fantastic. And it's based off of the deed log in the game, but it just has so much more information, and you can just look at things. So, like, let's say Enidwaith, is that a good one? And maybe he knows off the top of his head, but some of them will say like half-orc slayer of Enidwaith or something like that. And then it will be, oh yeah, like he may even say, like this one says, summary, defeat 100 half-orcs in Enidwaith. So if I were to encounter one somewhere else, it probably would not count towards that deed. So some of them later on get more specific, but I'm pretty sure a lot of the early ones are, and those are just Slayer deeds, but not enmity deeds, yeah. So some of them are more specific, so that you just have to look at that. Agartha points out that they changed the precedence of run speed buffs a few updates back. Okay, awesome. So that's, I wasn't just like, cool. I like that, because I have been running around in the festival without my run speed buff on, because I didn't want it to interfere with the pie, because the pie is really useful. So yay for that. All right, let's do some egg hunt. And if you were watching last week or watched the video from last week, you know that something really exciting happened last week, which was this character found the golden egg, which is like so hard. I mean, I've been playing this since the beginning of 2019, and that is only the second golden egg I've ever seen. And the first time I've gotten it with one of my characters. I saw it one other time. I didn't actually see it get picked up, but we were in it. We were doing it at the same time with a kinmate, and she got it, picked it up, and then she was able to link it in the chat. So that was cool. So yay. Yeah, Agartha points out that, yes, I believe the racial enmity deeds can be done anywhere as long as it's the correct creature type. So kind of like what we were talking about there. Yeah, Palm Priestess. I was just thinking of going back to Erluin and one-shotting goblins there. Absolutely. Or, yeah, there's goblins there. There's also a couple of goblin places here in the Shire, like in the northern areas. So that's another place to go and get, like, low-level goblins. Also, if you're looking for the wolves, sorry, yeah, the wolves deed, there's a wolf den in the Shire. Where is it? Over in this area, is that right? Yeah, it's over here. So that's another place to get low-level wolves if you're working on that too. So, but yes. So, oh, Pompeii says I need to do that to get my dwarf travel skill. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Also, can't you get travel to Thorin's Hall? Oh, is that a different one? Travel to Thorin's Hall you can get with reputation. And I think you have to give them tokens of the whatever it is that are most readily found in that level 45 area, Sarnor. So if you're not level 45, yeah, that can be a real pain. Or above, because that area is a little tough when you're under-leveled. Pomfrey says Pompey Row. Thanks all. I believe Thorin's Hall is racial for Stout Axe. Oh, nice. Oh, I think we're competing. Oh, well. So I know that this is a bad egg that I just went and picked up. A lot of times I go ahead and pick them up, especially when there's nothing else here, because I have post-processing effects turned off to make it easier for y'all to see what's going on. And then also, it's a little easier for me too. But so if I didn't, my whole screen would start to get a little fuzzy after picking up the bad egg. But I also don't mind picking it up because it seems to me that then other eggs are more likely to show up. Like if your whole place is littered with bad eggs, it seems like other eggs don't come out. So I clear them out. I don't know, maybe it's because I've done too many Slayer deeds in my time, but, you know, I go ahead and clear it out just because I'm like, let's go ahead and get it. Oh, okay, I've collected all the white eggs I need, because mine says collect more eggs. Oh, that was it. That was the end. So a lot of times what I do after I've collected 5 white eggs is I just start collecting colored eggs, so that way other people, because it looks like that person didn't get their 5. So sad. So I try to collect eggs that are not the solid white eggs so other people have the opportunity to pick them up instead. Because in order to win the egg scramble, you need 5 of the regular white eggs, not the bad eggs. Oh my gosh, that'd be so funny. Before says, you mean there's not a hidden deed to collect 1,000 bad eggs? That would be fantastic. I would love that. I don't know that I have, with any one character, done that. But that would be pretty funny. Okay, so mushroom hunt. Let's have a quick chat here. I know some people really struggle to succeed at the mushroom hunt. So what you need to do is eat just so many mushrooms, like 8, I think. We can double check. This is wait for the game to begin, but it'll tell me there when I get there. The time you have in which to do that is really long, so there's no rush. The area that you have is this triangle up at the top, basically. The dogs, when they start off, there's 3 of them, and they're going to start off at the bottom. So that's kind of why I start off at the bottom, because I want to be kind of where they are going from and spreading out. So I'm a little bit ahead of them, rather than trying to like dodge them. Okay. So I need, 8 mushrooms. I also use select and use very prolifically in here. So let me get my arrow out of the way there. So right now you'll notice that they are eyeballs that are chasing me down here. They don't actually know where I'm at. So they're not actually chasing me. They're just kind of wandering. But you've got to make sure that you don't get seen by them. Again, there's no rush, right? So I'm just going to walk away from that guy. And then, hey, there's a mushroom behind him. They don't tend to reverse direction. Now they turn to rings, by the way. So I have collected my 8, but luckily I can just keep collecting. Okay, so I'm going to walk down and between and grab this one over here. So sometimes they will stop and stand there for a minute and maybe go back the way they came, but they never are walking and make like an immediate turn. So you've always got the ability to kind of keep an eye on where they are and where they might be going. Also, you can kind of walk circles around them if you're careful. So I tend to go where they're not. That's the easiest place to be. And if I'm going near where they are, see, like there's that one there and he's walking the other way, so I'm okay. So I'm going to go above him because notice he walked south, but he stopped. So now he's coming towards me. So I'm not going to try and outrun him like in the same line. I try to like pick a different direction. So if he's going north, I'll go east or west. You know, go perpendicular to them, don't try to outrun them. Try to out-angle them. So hopefully that kind of helps. Oh, sorry, I just fainted here next to this mushroom. Yeah, hopefully that helps if you're having trouble with this. Because like I said, there's no rush. I mean, I got my 8 really quickly, right? I'm like still picking up mushrooms. You get 1 token for each white mushroom and 2 tokens for this exciting ones. Uh-oh, I need to move. There we go. I must have passed out again. I wasn't actually watching. So he's really close to that. Why do I keep passing out? Oh my gosh. There. Well, nope, that's probably too dangerous. We're going to wait. But now I'm just going to go in a circle around it. And notice how he's walked off the other way. And I can kind of walk in behind him. You actually walk faster than they do. You left Maggot's cornfield. I didn't, but that's okay. I think there's a glitch that somewhere in there it thinks you've left. That's okay. I got a lot of mushrooms out of that deal. I'm okay with this. So yeah, so every white mushroom is worth 1, and then the various colored mushrooms are worth 2. And they have different effects. So let's see what I have on me right now. I have a sluggishness that was giving me a slower run speed. Sometimes they make you big, sometimes they make you small. That's fun. Sometimes they turn all the scarecrows into other things. I like that one. That one's fun. So yeah, lots of fun things you can get out of the mushroom effects. Okay. That's also one of my go-tos for when I need a bunch of tokens, because the mushroom hunt, because you can keep going and going and going. So in this case, like, because I'm on a new server and I'm trying to buy up all the things, so I'm needing lots of tokens. Yeah. Let's see. Egg Arthur says, for stout axes, the racial is enmity of the cultists. Oh, but Angmarum count as cultists, so probably that's the lowest level ones in Annuminous. Good luck with that. Egg Arthur said, someone on Angmar thought they spawned a Nazgul, and it was just a mushroom-induced hallucination. I love it. That's great. I know, we're all just like, Nazgul, what? Okay, so I think I've done everything here, right? So let's see. We did those 2. We got the stuff from her. We did his thing. Nothing to do here. Nothing to do there. We did the drunkard thing. We did the mayor. Did the shopping. We did the bounder. Okay, so we're done with this area. So the last thing that I would do if I was like doing a full completionist thing. Well, a couple things. We could do the we could do some fishing over here. There's also fishing. Technically, there's fishing in 4 different spots. This one here, Thorin's Hall, Calendim, and south of Bree. There's 4 different locations, and there's timed quests at each one of those locations. The timed quest for here is with this quartermaster guy here, the fishing hole. He lets you fish for 10 minutes, and you can, during that time, collect fish that only show up during that quest. And then the other 3 locations, it's a 20-minute fishing quest, and you can only get fish at each of those locations that only show up during that fishing quest. So for example, actually I'll just pull this up. Festival Buddy too has this really cool, and Festival Buddy also has this cool thing at the top where it shows you what tokens you have for the festival. So currently this character, I have 814 Farmers Faire tokens. That's nice. Go buy some more stuff. I have 4 silver haddocks, which is a rare fish caught only in Thorin's Hall. I have 3 amberjacks, also a fish caught in Thorin's Hall. The lulum, which is caught off of the docks of Kellendim. The Keleb Hall is the rare one caught off the docks of Kellendim. Golden redfish is the one you could get in Bree, and the starry flounder is the rare one that you can... Oh, that's the rare one from here, Mudbottom Lake. I might not have the rare Bree one, but that's okay. And why does that matter? Because if you want to get some very specific festival things, then you need those specific rare fish to get them. So for example, the starry flounder, which is the rare fish you can get here during that 10-minute quest, you put that, combine that with some festival tokens, and you can get a seasonal banner that you can display at your house. What are the other things? So there's special things you can only get with those special fish. He's only got that one. The other fish, the other thing you could do is he'll take them, and so will this barter vendor. Oh wait, no, the barter vendor doesn't take all the same things, does he? The barter vendor over here will take all these other fish that I got from other fishing quests. So like these are, I have a whole bunch of easy fish. I got that from this quest with Flowbert Chub, I think it is. Yeah, catch easy fish. Got to catch 10, but don't catch the bad fish. Once you've caught 10 easy fish, then the quest changes, it updates to catch 10 not as easy fish. I forget what they're called. And there's like 5 different rounds of that, and if you can make it through all 5 rounds, so 50 fish without catching the bad fish, then you win. I'm sure somebody has done it. I never have. So anyway, you end up with like a pocket full of these easy fish and big fish from that other quest, puny fish, simple fish, possible fish. Okay, this is that guy. Then tricky fish and unlikely fish. I think that's all the one from the bad fish quest. Anyway, you can turn these into this guy, and he will give you festival tokens for them. This one you turn in, 3 at a time to get 3 festival tokens. This one you turn in, 2 at a time to get 3 festival tokens. The puny fish, turn in 5 at a time to get 3 festival tokens. And then with the quartermaster, if I'm like, I don't care about those other special fish, I'll trade them away to you, I can. So like the Keleb Hall, I could give that to him, or I could go to a different quartermaster and trade the Keleb Hall with some festival tokens and get the summer festival welcome mat, which is nice to have. So actually I could show you that at a different quartermaster. The quartermaster up at the hill has... I gotta show you. I'll just pop up there. Okay, yeah, so we could do some fishing here. We could do some fishing at the other locations. We could do the horse races, or the pony races in my case, because those also give you festival tokens for the current festival. And then we could also do the instance. So we'll do that here in a moment. I just want to pop over to the place, the bartering people. So both up here and... Oh, hang on. Let me give her that sweet treat, because she will take that sweet cream that we made for her. Cool. So both up here and down at where we just were, not at the fishing hole, but over kind of by the Green Dragon and stuff, You've got Campanula Chubb, who's your daily quest giver. So she's here and down there. You've got Dill Goodchild, this guy right here. He's a rewards barterer. And then you've got Caltha Tunnelly. She's also a rewards barterer. Those two are also both here and down the hill. This quartermaster here, though, she's only up here. She's not down the hill. And she has, I think, everything from all 4 of the different quartermasters. So the Kelleb Hall is the special one from Kellendim. The Silver Haddock is the rare one from Thorns Hall. The Golden Redfish is the rare one from Bree. And the Starry Flounder is the rare one from Mudbottom Lake, the Shire. You can purchase any of those for 30 festival tokens, because you might need one in order to get the seasonal banner, if you want that. There's a large flower bed. You need the Kelleb Hall for that, the one in Kellendim, the Elfie place. The summer welcome mat also needs a Kelleb Hall. The green ceremonial dress needs a Kelleb Hall. And there's like a different colored dress for each one of the fish. There's also a fireworks launcher. You need the Silver Haddock, which is the Thorns Hall one. So then there's the blue ceremonial dress. What else we got? The small vegetable garden, purple flower box, white ceremonial dress. Yeah. So those are all the special things that you need the special fish in order to purchase those Nido items. So that could be a reason why you want to go fishing, because maybe you want to see if you can get the fish yourself. And plus then you can then trade away all those other fish that you get that are not that fish and get festival tokens. So it's another great way to get more festival tokens. And if you want to get any of these things. Now, if you don't want to do any of the fishing, you can just come straight to them. Oh goodness. Buy the fish with the tokens and get your thing. But another reason why you might want to do the fishing. Sorry, they're doing yard work outside, and like right at the same time they were doing some very low rumbly sort of thing. The cat started on the scratching post, and I thought something was falling down. Something was falling apart. Okay, so let's see, race and social. If I go to the Farmers Faire, where is it? Or is it separate? Oh yeah, find fair fishing. Is that the one? Complete 3 fishing quests. Is that the one? There's a fishing deed where you need to catch so many of each of the different special fish, I believe it was. Let's see. All right, so we're still working on that. Find fair fishing is a different one. Complete the big fish, little fish 3 times, complete pond or thief 3 times, and complete hired hook 1 time. I haven't done that yet. Okay, fine. I probably should do that at some point. Where's the one? There's a fishing deed that you can only do during the festival, and I thought it was about getting those fish. It's under hobbies. Oh, thanks. There we go. Fortunate festival fishes. Catch 10 of each of the 4 different types of fish during the summer festival. Thank you. Okay, so we'll see if I've got any progress on that. So, yeah. Okay, thank you. I always forget that it's there, not under the social thing. I wish they would fix that, but whatever. Fortunate festival fishes. Catch starry flounders. I've caught 1. Golden redfish, I've got 5. Silver haddock, I have 6. And Kelleb Hall, I have 7. So you can tell where I don't go, which is the starry flounder. Anyway, so if you're a deed completionist, that is a reason why you might want to do the fishing. Thank you, Egg Arthur. I was kind of annoyed that I couldn't find it. Okay, so that's all of that. So let's do the instance. I want to make sure we do the instance before time, and it is getting close to 2 hours for me. So hang on just a second. So yeah, Egg Arthur does point out that Bywater, the one that I don't have as many of, only gives you 10 minutes to do it, whereas the others give you 20. So Starry Flounders tends to be the last one. Another reason also is because, but I mean it's okay though, because like the other ones you have to travel to get to, it seems, whereas this one's like right here in the middle of the festival, so it seems like you would do the 10-minute one more often. So I think it seems like it would balance out. Anyway, okay, so we're going to go back into the instance finder, and I'm going to go into seasonal and Farmers Faire and summer, the perfect picnic. By default, it will fill in for your group size, whatever size of group you are. So I'm a solo right now. But if I was in like a fellowship, it would, like if I was, in a fellowship with 2 people, it would go ahead and fill in 2. If I was in with 3, it would automatically fill in 3. If there was 4 of us, it would I think it would automatically fill it with 6. So you could do this as a 1, 2, 3, 6, or 12. You have those different sizes you can do. And over on the wiki, you could double check, but so each one of these has a chest that has festivity tokens in it. That chest is a raid. It's basically a raid lock. And so each time you do that, it is locked for you for that day. It resets at the end of the day, and you can do it again tomorrow. But you can do each one of those every day. So I believe it's solo is 1 of the chest, and we can double check if people want to be sure. I think 2 and 3 share a lock. So between 1, 2, and 3, there are 2 chests that share a lock. And I think in this case, it's solo is 1, and then duo trio is the other one, because those are small fellowship. 6 has its own, and 12 has its own. So we're going to do it as a 1, because I don't want to make it any harder for myself than I have to. Tier doesn't matter. There's no tiers. Level, though, does matter. And I'm going to set this at level 10 because I want this to be easy. It's just me. We're just going to go have a lovely picnic with, who is this, the mayor? Yeah, Mayor Wilfoot. So, the mayor is here. He's like, hey, thanks for inviting me along. Let's get going. We have a little ways to go. Let's gather up all the food. Oh, I forgot something. I'll go deal with that. I'll meet you there. And then the farmer has, hey, you can borrow Penny here for your picnic. No worries. She can carry all the stuff for you. Make sure she stops and cools down at the stream and the watering hole along the way. I'm like, okay. So we're going to grab one of each of these things, and you don't have to worry about it because once you've grabbed one of a thing, the others of that sort are no longer selectable. So like I grabbed a large food sack. I could have grabbed this one, but I've already grabbed one, and so the other one is not selectable. So like this small food sack here, now this one's no longer selectable. So you don't have to worry about like, oh, did I get that or did I get that? Not yet. You don't worry about it. It takes care of the information for you. So you've got one of each of the 5 different things, and we go to Penny and basically give it to her. And now we continue. And he's like, oh, I forgot my hat. He's like, all right, I'll meet you there. Got to keep the sun out of my eyes while I eat. So for anybody who's new to this instance, you run into a couple of times throughout the instance where you're just like, whoa, it is so hot. And then you run across little things that are in your way, and you got to deal with them. Like the sweltering heat. And you're like, oh no, Penny is going to be so attacked and it'll be horrible for her. Penny's got like, I don't know, a ridiculous amount of morale. She's got almost 23,000 morale. I have like 900, almost 1,000. So she's got 23,000. I have 1,000. She's fine. Now, you do have encounters that pop up. There is one down here. And I'm not even going to bother with it because Oh, she's just zooming right by these chatty hobbits. Sometimes they slow her down, but she just ran right by that one. That was nice. So the encounters will count towards a deed. But you only get credit for them for the deed if they are within like 8 of your level. And since we're running this at level 10 and I'm level 41, the encounters would do me no good. They don't even give you coin, they don't give you anything. They just count towards the deed. Okay, so now we're gonna go stand here in the water and wait for Penny. There's another encounter that's up that hill, where the brigands are, by the way, if you're familiar with this part of the Shire. But we're not gonna bother. All right, Penny's cooling off in the stream. And we're ready to go. So we go back to the road. And we keep moving along. And we see this cute little hobbit with her parasol. It's so cute. I love that little parasol. It's so adorable. And we've got some other things to take care of here. But like I said, if I wandered off, Penny would just stand there and be like, whatever. Like she could stand there all the day long and they would never hurt her. But we have to go and pick some carrots to give to her. They are lined along the 2 sides of the road. So we are here by Woodhall, and the carrots are on the north and the south of the road. So it's no big deal. Like, you got plenty of carrots. Plenty of carrots that you can pick up. In fact, if you're doing this with a group, a lot of times you'll have like one person kind of runs ahead and starts picking carrots, and another person will work on taking out all the things you're running into on the road. So you can kind of spread the wealth here on all the different things you're doing. Now I seem to have gotten a little close to Penny. Oh, there's another encounter that or another bad guys, and some more heat. She's run into the manifestation of heat. But like I said, it doesn't matter because Penny's fine. I don't even think she's lost any morale. Oh, maybe she lost 9. After I just forgot about her for, a couple minutes there while I'm grabbing carrots. All right, so I've got 7. That'll be the 8th carrot. Good to go. So she goes to the edge by the bridge there, and she wanders off into the watering hole. So again, we've got a flag. I guess I didn't really point that out last time. We've got a flag there, so we're going to click on the flag. And that's like our milestone. And, oh, it changed color. That's cute. I hadn't noticed that before. And then Penny is ready for us. We got to click on her this time. So what's handy is if you have more people, is you send someone ahead to start working on the clover. Oh, okay. There's another encounter down that way, by the way. There's like 4 encounters in this instance. So you want to remove the clover, because if you don't, Penny will get distracted and she will stop and eat the clover. And she will be here a long time. So Penny's already here. She's found some clover. She's going to be there for a while. In fact, you can't even see her. That's so funny. Like her little... Oh, cute. Hang on. Look at her. She's eating the clover that she's standing on. Even though there's no clover there. But her little eyeball's not even showing up on my mini map because she's eating clover. So, because she got to the clover, she's going to be there a while. But we'll go ahead and grab these because we don't want to have her delayed any further. So yeah, at some point, maybe next year, I don't think I'll bother with it this year, but in my deed completionist ways, I am likely to come back in here and run it on level, but with a group. It's always easier to do it as a group, to do some of the encounters and start working our way through those. Now, I don't know if it's true, but it seems like in some of these festival things, here comes Penny, that some of the encounters only show up with certain group sizes. Speaking of, there's another encounter down that way. But again, we're going to skip those. So if you're having trouble finishing a deed, oh, sorry, Coney, I didn't mean to attack you. Try it on a different group size and see if it shows up. Okay, so funny thing is the hardest part of this whole thing is coming up, actually, in my opinion. So Penny's going to come up. We're going to put down a picnic blanket up here in this kind of bald spot. And we're going to get 3 waves of attack. The first wave is hungry hobbits, and they come from the different directions. And they're going to come and try and eat some of the food that we're going to place out on this blanket. And you have to slap them to get rid of them. So you're quickly cycling through the NPCs and doing an emote on them. So you gotta be really fast. The next thing that happens kind of concurrently, like you will still have hobbits left and the next phase will come. And that's the bugs. And the bugs will come crawling through and try to start eating the stuff on the blanket. And then after you've finished with those 2 waves, the third wave is you'll get rain clouds, which will look kind of like this guy. So it's like a manifestation of rain in a form. So you're going to get rain clouds, and they will come from numerous different directions. Thank you. And you will actually attack them to get rid of them, not slapping them. And they will like rain on the food and destroy it. So if you, between the hobbits and the bugs and the rain, if you lose all of your food, you actually lose the instance. You have to start all over. So that is... All right, so, oops, I should have put that, oh, well, it's too late. Oh, noes, I forgot to put my weaponry on. Okay, here we go. F10, slap a hobbit, slap a hobbit. Okay, yeah, I lost some food because I really wasn't prepared because I forgot I still had a birding stuff on. All right, so now we gotta shoot the bugs. I don't need to shoot the deer, seriously. Okay. And now we should be getting to phase 3 with the rain. Yep. Trying to get the aggro so it doesn't go to the food. Come on. Cool. Any more? Shoo! Well, we lost maybe a little bit of food. We didn't lose all of it. I think there's a deed for like doing it on level and not losing your food. Any food at all. I've never gotten that. Not yet. Okay, so the picnic basket right here is where your festivity tokens are. Make sure you click on that before you leave the instance. Sometimes people are like, oh, I'm out, zoom. And it's like, wait, there's still those festivity tokens, which is the whole point of doing these. And then to get your festival tokens, credit for doing the instance, just regular, you eat a piece of food. Now, if you've already done it once, I think that only counts once per day. But the festivity tokens, and that gave me 8 Farmers Faire tokens, by the way, but the 5 festivity tokens you can get from each one of those chests like I was talking about. So there you go. That is the perfect picnic. And because I'm sitting there and eating while I'm leaving, I will come back out to landscape and I'll still be sitting there and eating. So that's kind of fun. See? Even though I don't have the 11Z's emote, it's kind of, I like that. It's kind of like almost a cheat, not quite. All right, so that's all of that. I am thinking that we'll just head back to the fishing hole and I'll do a couple of fishing quests to kind of wrap it up for the day. If there's any questions or anything in particular that somebody was like, explain this to me again, please. Feel free to pop that in the chat now. But I know a lot of the folks who are here are folks who have done this a few times, so there may not be many questions. But I also know that there's people who watch these videos later, and so if there's, so I try to like anticipate questions that might come up, because I know I'm trying to make these videos as helpful as possible. So, okay, so the 10-minute timer one that I did with her with the fishing out Mathams, that was her. That's done. Moscow Smallborough, he's the one where he's lost some stuff all around here. So we have done that, but is this the hired hook? Is that the one I didn't have? Let's take a look real quick. Let's see. Lucky day, nope. Fine fair fishing, complete hired hook. All right, fine. We'll do this one real quick. So this one kind of annoys me, but whatever. So this is Petunia Hornblower. And she says, fishing is disgusting. I had no idea my dinner would be so vile before my mother turns it into a meal. My brother usually catches fish for us, but I gave him some sass about it. Now he claims he won't fish until I know what it's like to catch my own dinner. I'm told I must dig up worms before I can start, but I would rather starve than go anywhere near a slimy worm. I will pay a handsome reward if you're so good as to help me. So fine. All right, so we need to go dig in moist earth for worms or place worms in the bait bucket. So that's over here. So we got to pick up a worm. So now I'm carrying a worm. You can see I'm carrying because I'm walking funny, see? I'm carrying a worm. And I have to place it in the bucket. I have placed a worm in the bucket. Oops. That was a bucket. No? Yeah. We need to find another moist earth to pick up another worm. And carry it over to the bucket. So that's what this one is you go and you grab the worms and you put them in the bucket. And you think, oh, is that all? Oh, no. No, 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 no. Just wait. You get to learn the definition of the word entitled. All right. Bucket has been filled. Tell her that the bait is ready. Okay. So we'll run back over to her. I guess I could have mounted up, but she's not that far. Oh, Petunia, the bait is ready. She says, so, you dug up the worms. Well, good. Now what do I have to do? You explain that the next step in fishing is generally to place the bait on the fishing line's hook. What? That's disgusting. I won't do it. I won't. You do it. Okay. So, hook the bait for Petunia Hornblower. I think, is that back over there? I've only done this quest like a couple of times, so I don't remember exactly how to do this. Oh, is that, maybe it's over by her. Let me grab the bait bucket just in case. All right. I have hooked a worm. Okay. Bring the baited pole back to Petunia Hornblower. You may be starting to catch on to what this is going, how this is going. How horrid. That poor worm is still wriggling. What am I supposed to do with that? You explain that the fishing line must be cast into the water so the fish will be tempted to nibble at the bait. You want me to drown it? That's cruel. I simply won't do it. Catch those fish yourself, if you please. So now, yes, she's horrified by the barbaric act of fishing, so it seems you must continue to lend a hand. So I need to catch 5 suitable dinner fish. So let me get my fishing pole out. I have a tendency to put it up at the top because the weaponry comes off and it goes to wherever you just had your fishing pole, and I don't want to have to look for it down there. So that's why I do that every time. All right, so now we're fishing. And in case you haven't done the fishing before, you equip a fishing pole. First, you have to go talk to a hobby person, and they give you a fishing pole and the ability to do this. Okay, so we've done that. So we've got a fishing pole. And there is this fishing hobby skill. The place you find that, oh, hang on, let me grab that, is if in your go to your character panel, and one of the little things here at the bottom says hobby. You click on that, and it brings up this separate window which has the icons, now two, for your hobbies. So it is a skill, and so I just drag it down onto the bar, and so I have it easily accessible. So then, with the fishing pole in your hand, you click on the fishing hobby, the fishing skill, and your little fishing pole goes out into the water, and it's bobbing along. You see, I'm just standing here, and it's just bobbing along. And at some point, it's going to kind of bend, and my character's going to lean forward a bit, as if something is pulling on this bobbin here. On the bob. There we go, like that. And so that's when you want to click the thing, because then you are reeling in the fish. And you see how I ended up with a fish on the pole. So I have caught one suitable dinner fish. Yeah, we'll show you from this side as well. So I tend to zoom in because I want to be able to better see when I'm going from, you know, it just kind of lazily going up and down here with the water, to when there's that tension of something pulling on it. So like that. Notice how that looks very different. So then I click the thing, I'm pulling it in, and the fun thing is you end up with this little basket on your hip as part of the emote. So that's cute. I like that. Now occasionally you get an invisible fishing line or an invisible fishing pole. That's hilarious. Which basically you are doing the thing. You're standing here with your hands out and everything, but there's nothing in your hands. There's nothing coming across. It's just like air. But your character's still doing all the stuff. So when your character leans forward like that, you can be like, oh, okay, she's got a thing. I'll go ahead and finish it. So you can still do fishing even when you've got the invisible fishing pole going on. Sometimes too, it'll do something weird visually, like as if it's like across the land, like it's in some completely other place. But just ignore that. Just pretend it's doing its thing here in the water like it's supposed to. It's fine. Yeah, Egg Arthur says, fishing on a minstrel with glowy hands is kind of weird. Oh, you should do that during your stream. Okay, before we'll do a demonstration of that on his stream, because he's playing with a minstrel. But yeah, it's kind of funny because it looks like all the, yeah, your glowy hands do all these funny things. It's really fun. It's also funny if you're holding something, sometimes that will persist and end up as part of the emote. So yeah, sometimes that can be kind of funny. It doesn't seem to be coming through on mine though. So oh cool, I'm up to 2 suitable fish. Man, I'm gonna be a while, aren't I? Let's see, what am I catching in the meantime? Weeds. It looks like I'm getting weeds when I'm not getting the suitable dinner fish. Speaking of, I am actually having fish for dinner tonight. I didn't cook it. We ordered it. It's like a King of India. So Indian food where the dish is like rice and the fish is in a lovely, what is it, korma sauce? It's really tasty. It's a tilapia. So when I'm done with you all, I'm going to eat. Cool. We're getting close. 4 out of 5. Come on, fish. That's funny. Somebody, World Chat seems to be discussing multi-boxing, which, by the way, is allowed in Losho. You are allowed to play on multiple accounts at the same time and have your characters running around together and stuff. It's a great thing for role-playing. Some people will do that with role-playing. We've done that with Hobnanigans, having a whole Hobnanigans crowd. We've also done that. It's most commonly found with people who are playing music, because that's how you can get a whole band going. It's a lot of fun. Okay, so back to Petunia. She says, 5 fish, marvelous. How slimy they are, but no matter. My brother will be impressed, and that is all that is important right now. Where do you think you're going? You don't expect me to bring these all the way to my brother in Hobbiton, do you? Please deliver these at once before they spoil. Thank you very much. So we have to take the fish over to Hal Hornblower. This says, perhaps you should think twice. Let me pull that back up. Before you agree to help Petunia Hornblower again, for it appears she will never let you be finished. So Hal is basically just south of us. So let's just run over. We'll ride over to him. Okay, so Odist in the chat asks, do we know when Moria opens? I'm assuming you mean on Mordor and on Angmar. Hang on, where's the dude I need to talk to? Oh yeah, he's over right here. New, fresh Lotro player here and chose Mordor Legendary Server. Well, welcome. I know maybe this was asked so much time, but yeah, I heard today, first time these informations drop here. Oh, so yes and no. Yes, this is definitely a place to get that kind of information, but, oh, I went to the postmaster. But in this particular case, I cannot help you because I don't work for Standing Stone Games. I am just a fan, a player. Most of us who are on this channel are just volunteers, basically. But Cordovan is the SSG community manager, and he does stream on here on Fridays at noon Eastern time. So that would be the time you'd want to pop in here and ask, because he's the one who's most reliably going to have any information or would be able to tell you when they'll know when they have that information. There could be some parameters they're still deciding, you know, based on this, that, or the other. I don't know. Dude, oh, is he inside? Hang on a second. No? Where is he? Hey. Hired hook. Oh, it's purple. Ow, I went to the wrong place. Never mind. Egg Arthur says the release sequence for Mordor and Angmar is officially variable. Nothing has been announced yet as far as we know. Yeah, so we're all theorizing, all of us players, based on kind of past experience. Legendary servers that have existed so far have been, there was Anor and Ithil, and Anor was the first one, and it got really full really fast. There was people waiting, basically. There was a line, kind of like there was to get into Mordor. And so what they did was they went ahead and quickly opened up Ithil also, but right about that time, the population of all the people who wanted to play kind of was there. They were done. And so Anor continued to have like the larger population, and Ithil never really caught up. So they did close Ithil early and asked people to transfer over to Anor, and then eventually just said, go transfer wherever you want to go, whatever. So Anor was the first one that made it all the way to the point where it reached cap that was the same as all the regular servers. Or sometimes they're referred to as live servers, but you know, I think that's a weird word to use in this case because they all seem pretty live to me. But anyway, so Anor caught up to the rest of the servers, and at that point they're like, okay, we're going to close Anor, so transfer all your characters off. Anor at that point was running about 3 to 4 months between the next time they would go up to the next expansion. As Anor was reaching that point, people were going on to Cord's stream, and they were like, go faster, or they're like, whoa, three months is too fast, can you go slower? So then Anor, like I said, Anor got to a point and it got to its ending and it's closed. Before Anor was fully closed, yeah, Shadowfax and Treebeard opened. And Shadowfax was to satisfy those people who wanted to go really fast. And so Shadowfax was every 2 months. It went to the next expansion. Shadowfax also had a bonus of underneath your character portrait. It was like everybody got 150% of experience. So instead of getting 100% of experience for doing a deed or a quest, you would get 150%. So you were going really fast on the experience too. So you were leveling really fast, and the expansions were coming really fast. Treebeard has went the opposite route. So they have Treebeard every 5 to 6 months, and we're getting 40% of experience on Treebeard, whereas on Anor it had been 60%. So Anor was slower with the experience, but people were still going really fast, getting to cap level really fast, and some other people were going a lot slower and taking their time. So both of those camps were given, what they wanted between Shadowfax and Treebeard. Treebeard has turned out to be pretty popular. People are loving the long time in between. Shadowfax didn't seem to have quite the population that the vocal voices would have indicated. So Shadowfax went really fast. It's done. It got to cap 140 or 150, whatever it was when it got there. And so Shadowfax has actually closed, and people have transferred, hopefully transferred all their characters off of there. Treebeard is still going, and Treebeard is still going at 5 to 6 months. So now Angmar and Mordor is the next one. And so I'm guessing, based on, observing all this other stuff, my guess is they're kind of waiting to make a decision based on, how is the Wraith thing going? How is the 9, the big one, the cap level guy showing up? How's that going? Where are people struggling? Where does it seem to be going pretty effortlessly? Are people taking their time? Are people rushing to cap and then logging off and you never see them for 6 months until the next expansion comes? So I think they're that's what I would do. If this was my company and my deal, that's what I would do. I would be looking at the numbers. I'd be looking at the stats. I'd be looking at kind of like, what are the players doing? What are the, what are we seeing? And then making a decision. I'm going to guess they have some ideas of what they're planning on, but they haven't said that because they want to wait and see what the players' habits are first. That's my guess. If I had to put money on what I think they would do, I would guess probably around 4 months would be my guess. But that's just, that's just a player's guess based on my experience and my gut feeling. So, yeah. So Otis says, thank you very much. That helps a lot. Then I will wait in patience. Yeah, exactly. We're all waiting to see what they say. And I expect that Cordovan will say on a Friday that they're leaning toward something. Like, I bet he'll start giving some hints once they're kind of like getting closer and closer to a decision. I also expect that it will come very fast. Like, it'll be the sort of thing where they'll be like, so yeah, we're going to go ahead and do the next expansion, and it's in 2 weeks. And we'll all be like, I'm sorry, can you give us more advance notice? And he'll be like, oh, well, okay, maybe next time. But like, so that's why, if you look at the Lotro schedule now, the public event schedule, the dates when Treebeard goes up to the next expansion, those are listed now in the public event schedule. And I think a big part of that is because so many of us on Treebeard had gotten used to the 6-month rotation, because that's what they did for like the first 2 or 3. And then they did a 5-month, and we all freaked out because we were not expecting that. We were ready for 6. And everybody's like, well, that's a month earlier. I'm not ready. So they then were like, oh, okay, they put the dates down and they've set it out. But that's what I'm guessing will happen this first time for Angmar and Mordor, is they will make a decision, it'll be a date, and it'll be a date that's really soon for the first time. And then we'll just have to figure it out from there. So that's my guess. Yeah, I hope you're enjoying Mordor. That's a crazy place to start, but why not? I'm having a good time here. I like it. So, okay, let's turn this quest in and then we'll wrap things up. So, Hired Hook. He says, that sister of mine certainly does take her time to catch fish for dinner, but still I am impressed. She caught 5 fish for dinner. To be honest, I didn't think she had it in her. She is not so useless after all. I'll bet you couldn't catch 5 fish on one day. It runs in the family, you know. And this is why we don't hang out with the hornblowers. Dang, that's annoying. Oh, yeah. Oh, but we're not done. I have to go back and convince Petunia Hornblower to let you be done with helping her for today. All right, so let's go back. I thought we were done. This is why I don't do this quest. Like, I'll do it once, get the deed, and be done with these people. They're so frustrating. You know what? I have to give credit to the Lotro devs for writing a very annoying quest, because it is very annoying and it was intended to be annoying and they did a really good job. All right, this will get us 5 Farmers Faire tokens. She says, thank you for helping me catch my dinner. Now I just need to... What? What's that? You don't want to help me anymore? Well, I suppose you've done enough for today. Yeah. Bye. All right, so I have the deed tracker loaded, and so it pops this up for me. So I have completed 2 deeds now from that. I completed Fine Fair Fishing, which then completed for me full of Farmers Faire. So we can also look at that through here. I have completed Fine Fair Fishing, which was complete hired hook, which we saw I hadn't done, and got my 5 Farmers Faire tokens, which then completed full of Farmers Faire, which is kind of like a wrapper deed, so like do all these other deeds, which I have, and that was the last one. So now I have a title, Farmer Friend, if I want to use it. That's cool. I think I'm happy with my honorary boffin title. I'm quite proud of that title, so I think I'll keep that. So, all right. Oh, yeah, before it says, going past ROI, Rise of Isengard, one of the expansions, on Treebeard, we're past Rise of Isengard now. And before I was pointing out that going past Rise of Isengard was sad, because there are 2 deeds in Ost to do with Ost Dunhoth that have a maximum server level. So we lost the chance to complete those because of the short notice that we were given, because we were still working on all of that and we weren't able to, yeah, so yeah. So yeah, so the Treebeard crowd spoke, and I am very pleased to say they heard us, and they were like, okay, sure, we will give you a heads up for the future. We were like, yay, thank you. Because the thing with Treebeard is part of the, I don't know, the culture there is that we are all taking our time. Like, we are not rushing to cap. I mean, there's a couple people. There's always a couple. Like, in every crowd, you always get a couple of oddballs. But, you know, people who want to be different, I guess, whatever crowd they're in. But in general, the majority of the Treebeard population is taking their time. Like, that's the whole point. We're taking our time. We're doing every little side quest. We're you know, doing every deed either along the way or then looping back for it, you know, not too long after. So, you know, we're like, those are the completionist characters. So for them to like change up the timing really was, it was crazy. It was a crowd that was not ready for this business. So, yes, yeah. Before it says, I updated the deed tracker to mark them as not actively available, and my numbers don't suffer, but still. What he's talking about is on the deed tracker, you can see how you're doing in the various areas, like how many deeds do you have done. So, for example, in my fishing hobby, I have 0 out of 6 done, so I'm at 0%. And overall of the deeds that exist, that I can work on, I have 31 completed on this character out of 3,274. So I'm 1% of the way. Anyway, all right. Well, I think we're going to wrap it up here with me doing a little bit of fishing. Although with the this very robust dwarf next to me. I can't tell the difference between my fishing pole and his. So I'm going to scooch over here. Whoops! So I can see a little bit better. Which is another reason why I do the sideways kind of zooming in thing, because I can't necessarily see so well. There we go. All right. If there's any last minute questions, go ahead and drop those in the chat. But B4 is going to be on in just a moment also. So if something else comes up or something, you know, comes on your mind in 5-10 minutes, whatever, no worries. We're back to back. So you're still welcome to continue to ask questions about Lotro. Anything is fine. I tend to focus on the festivals and all these fun kind of side things, not necessarily the actual questing that you can do in the game that most people do in the game. And B4 focuses on the plugins. So he'll be working on Festival Buddy today. It's very on theme. So stick around for that, but you don't have to ask questions about just plugins during his stream. You can definitely ask any Lotro related questions as well. Well, there you go. We'll watch the beautiful skies going by as we finish out with some fishing. So thanks everybody for coming along and enjoying some Lord of the Rings, enjoying some Farmers Faire here with us today on Heart of a Hobbit. Have a great rest of your day, and as I often say, remember to stay connected to the Hobbit side of your heart as well. Have a great day, everybody, and I will see you over on B4 stream here in just a moment. All right, bye-bye.